Well. Thank God that season is over. What a load of garbage. I cannot believe what we've been put through for the last 9 months. What an absolute joke. Not only have set piece Arsenal won the league, crowd the goalkeeper Arsenal won the league, diving, stalling, wasting time Arsenal have won the league. This has been, without doubt, one of the worst seasons I've ever lived through. I'm 54. I've never seen such an abject season. It's almost as if the top six, seven teams were dying not to win the league. I have my thoughts on that. Anyway, welcome back to That's Liverpool. We're going to talk about Liverpool. What a load of crap. What a load of crap. Probably one of the worst seasons I've seen for Liverpool FC as well. And it's just been worse than stale. We've been going backwards. Um, anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So let's get into it. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to spin it, and we're definitely not going to pretend that everything is fine when it absolutely, categorically is not fine. Because this week, our beloved Liverpool Football Club is basically having a car boot sale, and they're giving away everything for free. I mean this literally. Since 2020, Liverpool have waved goodbye to Salah, Robertson, Trent, Firmino, Naby Keita, who I didn't really like anyway, Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Wijnaldum, Lallana, Klein, and now Ibrahima Konaté. And do you know how much Liverpool have received in total for all of those players combined? £10 million. £10 million. £10 million. That's less than what Nottingham Forest spent on a decent squad player. That is, and I'm not joking, less than the catering bill at the Bernabeu for a Champions League semi-final week. And meanwhile, Liverpool have finished fifth in the Premier League. Champions the season before, champions, now fifth. So today, we are going to break down exactly what is happening at Anfield. We're going to talk about the Konaté situation, the transfer saga that's been going on all season and has somehow ended in chaos. We're going to talk about Slot, the manager question that half of the fan base is screaming about, but the owners won't address. And we're going to look at what happens this summer. Grab a brew. This is going to take a while, and it's probably going to feel like root canal. Right, let's start with the big picture, because I think sometimes when you just list it all out, it really hits different. Since 2020, that's 6 seasons, Liverpool have let the following players leave on free transfers or basically for nothing. Bobby Firmino, Naby Keita, James Milner, Gini Wijnaldum, who, let's not forget, was absolutely bossing it in the midfield. Adam Lallana, Nathaniel Klein, Loris Karius, not a big loss, that one. And then last summer, Trent. And then this summer, Mo, Andy Robertson, and now Ibrahim Konaté. Total transfer income received from all of those players £10 million. Now, I've heard arguments on this, and I want to be fair. Even Talksport's Ian Crook made a really interesting point, and I think it's worth listening to, even if it may wind you up a bit. Maybe rather than criticizing the hierarchy for letting those players go, maybe we should applaud them for their ruthlessness. It's something Manchester United have been very bad at over the last few years. And look, he's not entirely wrong, is he? Manchester United kept players 3 or 4 years past their best. They kept kept players on eye-watering wages who couldn't get in the team. Liverpool didn't do that, and historically, that's been a strength. But, and this is a big but, there is a massive difference between selling players at the right time and just letting everyone run down their contracts and walk. You are not ruthless when you lose Trent Alexander-Arnold, who was 25 years old and the best attacking fullback on the planet, for nothing. That's not ruthlessness. That's called failure. And here's the thing that really gets me. Trent, fine. Real Madrid came calling. There was nothing Liverpool could do. But the others, the pattern of it, every single year. Jermaine Pennant said it best on Talksports, and he played for Liverpool, so he knows the club. Letting everyone walk on a free is a crime. It's a travesty for business. And that's from a Liverpool man, and he's right. The £10 million figure is staggering. It's disgusting. Other clubs would have generated hundreds of millions from this kind of talent. Chelsea, Man City, they would have cashed in on half of those players 2-3 years before they left. Liverpool just seem to let contracts run, and everyone goes for nothing. Now let's talk about Ibrahima Konaté specifically, because this one is absolutely baffling. Now, I quite like him. I know he had a terrible season last year, but I blame that on Slot. I really do. Here's the timeline, and pay attention, because this is either a masterclass in bad management or something really odd is going on behind the scenes. Konaté's contract has been running down since the start of the season. Not a new development. Everyone knew. The negotiations have apparently been going on since the back end of last year. Fine. Then, in April, Konaté gives an interview in the mixed zone after Liverpool beat Everton in the Merseyside derby, and he pretty much says, I'm paraphrasing here, the deal is done, I'm going to sign. Now, that interview was in April, as in 1 month ago, 1 month before the end of the season. And this week, journalist Ben Jacobs, who's pretty reliable, breaks the exclusive that Konaté is expected to leave. No agreement has been reached. He's off. What on earth happened in that 1 month? Now, there are two versions of this story floating around. Version 1, Konaté was asking for too much money. Reports suggested he wanted something like £200,000 a week on a 4-year deal. And Gabby Agbonlahor, I know, but he does make a fair point, said he's been awful this season. Do you blame Liverpool? A 4-year deal taking him over 30 on 200k a week when he hasn't deserved it. Has Cody Gakpo been that good last season? Has Arne Slot been that good last season? Konaté's been good for all the seasons until Slot turned up. And look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend Konaté has been at his best. He genuinely hasn't. Sloppy defending, switching off, pace being exposed. One fan, a Liverpool fan from Belfast, bless him, said Konaté reminded him of Bambi on ice, which is a bit harsh, but kind of accurate at times. But, and this is version 2, another person on TalkSport, Sam Matterface, made a brilliant point. His form definitely improved at the back end of last season, and the fact that Salah left, Robertson's leaving, Liverpool cannot afford to lose a good centre-back and another big voice in that dressing room. And Mark Goldbridge, who I like from That's Football, and he's a Man United fan, said, he's a Man United fan, so take it how you want. We actually talked a lot of sense here. His contract has been running down for 2 years, and you know the contract you would need to give him to make him stay. Have they just decided at the last minute? That's indecision. And the last thing Liverpool need now is indecision. I'm hearing rumours of chaos at Liverpool management. I'm hearing rumours that no one knows what's going on Everyone's doing their own thing. It's a complete circus. It's the Keystone Cops. The word indecision is going to keep on coming up because that seems to be the theme for the whole summer. One thing I will say, Liverpool have apparently been targeting Yandel Mamande at RB Leipzig to come in as a central defender. He's highly rated, but guess what? PSG and Man City are also monitoring him. So Liverpool need to move fast. And given recent history, I'm not holding my breath. Is Slot the problem? Right, we can't talk about all this without talking about Arne Slot, handbrake Slot, incompetent Slot. And I want to preface this by saying I genuinely respect what Slot did last year. He walked into the Klopp era, inherited an incredible squad, a Ferrari of a squad, and won the league. That's not easy. Mark Goldbridge said it best. I always give Slot immense credit for winning the league. Why do footballers always use the word credit? Are they like bankers or something? Anyway, but he can build a team. Can he build a team that Slot built? Not Klopp. That can be competitive in the Premier League. At the moment, it doesn't look like it. And that's the real question, isn't it? Anyone would have won the league with that Liverpool squad. The real test is what happens when a squad gets older, when the talent leaves, when you have to make your own decisions. And right now, the evidence is not that good. A Liverpool fan who called into Talksport, someone with close contacts to the club, apparently said something that stopped the studio dead. None of the players are really on board with Slot. So I'm not surprised they're not bothered about leaving. You watch Liverpool week in, week out. You don't know whether we're passing, pressing, sitting back, playing possession, or counter. There is no identity. That is a massive indictment. And you know what? When you look at this season, it's hard to argue. Champions the year before, fifth this year, multiple players apparently liking Salah's negative comments about the manager on social media. That does not happen at a happy club. Here's what really worries me though, and this came out on Talksport as well, and it's genuinely alarming for us Liverpool fans. The season has ended, and as of this recording, nothing. No statement from FSG, no we back the manager, no here's our vision, nothing. That means players who are out of contract, players who are thinking about their future, they don't even know if Slot is going to be there in August. Luis Enrique has been linked to the job. He's not leaving PSG. Areola apparently turned down AC Milan to wait and see what Liverpool do. It is all over the place. It is an absolute circus. That means players who are out of contract. That means, even Stephen Graham. You know what Stephen Graham, right? BAFTA winner? The guy from, he's been in lots of gangster movies. Stephen Graham, BAFTA winner, brilliant actor, proper scouser, massive Liverpool fan. He was on Talksport, and when they asked him directly about Slot, he literally said, no comment. 3 or 4 times, they asked him again, no comment. Now, a happy Liverpool fan who loves his manager does not say no comments. He says, give him time. He's brilliant. We'll be back. The silence is deafening. It speaks volumes. What Stephen did say, though, was honest and quite hopeful. We can't be any worse. We can't get any worse, to be honest. We need to make a few changes, and then who knows what is possible. And you know what? He's right. The squad that's coming in, Wirtz in his second season, Isak hopefully fit, 2 new young defenders. It could be better. It just needs leadership at the top, both from the manager and the owners. So what happens next? What does Liverpool's summer actually look like? Let's be practical. The gaps are obvious. They need a centre-back. Konaté's gone. Joe Gomez has fitness question marks. They need a left-back to replace Robertson. They need wide cover. Milos Kerkez is not good enough. And Jeremy Frimpong are nowhere good enough. They always look like they're panicking. We need wide cover. The defensive midfield question has been there all season. And striker backup, Isak is brilliant, but he's injury prone, and he will be injury prone again. There are lots of holes to fill in one summer. That's a lot of holes. Now, FSG are not daft. One fan said Liverpool spent 400 million last year, which is technically true, though they got about 200 back. But the point is, the point is they can spend when they want to, but they're gonna have to be creative. They'll probably do what Liverpool did, but they're gonna have to be creative. They'll probably do what Liverpool did with Salah, Robertson, and Konaté. Wait for contracts to run down elsewhere, then snap up talent from around the world, around Europe. Sorry, not the world. In other words, Liverpool's next signings might well be other clubs' headaches. But here's the competitive challenge. It's just not Liverpool rebuilding. Arsenal have a new manager. Man City have a new manager. Sorry, I'm reading off my notes here, so I apologise. Arsenal are fresh off a Champions League final appearance and potentially a double. Mikel Arteta's name is all over the back pages right now. Chelsea and Spurs are spending. Manchester United are spending. Michael Carrick's Manchester United. Everyone is spending. The transfer market is absolutely brutal this summer, and Liverpool are going to be operating in it with question marks over their manager, holes all over the squad, potentially raising fees for players because they're going to help. Agents are going to hold us over a barrel right now, and zero transfer fees coming in. As a player, if you are looking at Liverpool right now, it's not an exciting project under Slot. Question marks over the manager, 3 world-class players walking away. Why would you choose that over somewhere more stable? That is reputational damage that comes from all this chaos. And Liverpool need to sort it fast because the World Cup is coming, which means the transfer window will be compressed. Pre-season will be cut short, and there genuinely might only be 2 or 3 weeks between the World Cup final and the start of next season. Liverpool do not have time to mess around. Look, I love this club. You love this club. That's why we're here. And sometimes loving your club means calling out the nonsense when you see it. The free transfer exodus is real. Losing Konaté, Salah, and Robertson in one summer for nothing is a disaster. For the books, and the silence from the owners whilst fans are screaming for answers is not good enough. But here's the thing. I've been following Liverpool since I was about 8 years old. We've been here before. Not like this exactly, but this club has been broken down and rebuilt by the right kind of manager. And when they get it right, they really do get it right. The talent is there. Wirtz, Isaac, young defenders coming in. There's a squad to work with. The question what's needed now is a decision. Is Slot the man to take us forward or not? I don't think he is. And FSG need to make a clear call, out loud and clear, because the ambiguity is killing the club and its ability to recruit and retain. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. What are your thoughts? Put a comment in below. And do me a favor, it really supports this channel if you could like, subscribe, and share with other people so we can keep growing it. And I think this summer is going to be absolutely disappointing, to be honest, because no one knows what they're doing. No one's in charge. No one's got their hands on the wheel. Everyone's doing their own thing. So smash a like and please share, subscribe, add a comment, and it'll help the channel grow. That's Liverpool. We tell it like it is. See you in the next one.